things like that. So we've
Yeah.
got freedom of speech nowadays.
Freedom of speech, I think it must be guarded. No one can come out and tell you that, you can't say this. You can say whatever. However, you got to know that there are consequences to certain things that you would say. Like, I can't go to some parts of the world. Like, if I go to North Africa right now, if I go to, let's say, Tunisia as an example, and I say something, that they consider inflammatory to their, version of Islam that they do out there, I say something sensitive, and then I end up getting beaten, and then I say, oh, but it's my right to say it. Yes, it's absolutely my right to say it. You can say whatever you want, but there are consequences. And that's some of the laws of the universe that a lot of people are not aware of. Out here in this universe, as Aleister Crowley said, all is permitted. But what he did not say is that there are consequences to the things that are permitted. In other words, we live in a realm of causality. We live in a realm of actions have results. So there's nothing really, and that's one of my biggest issues with traditionalists. And when I say traditionalists, I mean the traditionalist interpretation of many philosophies and religions. They look at it as you're not allowed to do this. It's not God's will. If it's not God's will, you wouldn't be able to do it, right?
They think they use that as a way to control people.
Yeah, it's a way of controlling people. There's something that I always say. We have divine laws, and then we have human-made laws. If you look at a divine law, it's impossible for a divine law to be changed by a human being. For instance, the rising and the setting of the sun. These are divine laws. They're immutable, and you cannot change them, right? But then if you look at a human-made law, that's when they say, thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not drink and plunder and etc. These are human-made laws. They're not divine laws, because if they were divine, then you wouldn't be able to do it. You wouldn't be able to break it. Now, that's originally the true meaning of what it means to be what were divine laws. So when you say, in the story of Moses going atop Mount Sinai and getting down the Ten Commandments, those are only God laws, the laws of God, to the extent that human beings cannot break them. The moment you can break a law, it means it did not come from God. It's a human-made law for us to live in society without killing each other.
That's what is divine.
That's the true meaning. That's actually what it meant, what it originally meant.
So then, what about legislation? Any legislation that comes, been set by people?
Yeah.
It could be it's just something that is being set
That's
for a
just
time.
humans that just made those things so that we can live with each other in peace. And that's where morality comes from. When you say it's not moral to do this, it's only not moral to the extent that if you keep doing it, then we're going to have a problem living together. That's actually what that means.
All right, another question. What do you think about the conspiracy of what people say, the chemtrail?
Oh,
Is it a conspiracy or is it a real thing? Because I don't know, because a lot of people say conspiracy. Some people say, oh no, I think it's a real thing. That's why they're blocking up the sun. And every time when you see the sun's out, then you see chemtrails going. You see little flights are going over. It's spraying some little things in the sky. And then they're trying to make it look a little bit dim and cold.
So I'm not going to belittle it and say, there's no truth to that. Because there are researches that have been carried out whereby airplanes go up there and spread certain chemicals which creates rain clouds, and then it causes rain to come down. So you can chemically induce rain. That is exactly that can happen.
How would you do that? How would you do it?
By spreading the chemicals, which will cause the clouds to form, and then rain will fall. It's kind of like even where there are factories that pollute the environment. They create clouds, chemical clouds. They cause rains, chemical rains, which actually scalds you, acid rains. So it is possible, but whether the government is doing that, that's where I beg to differ. I don't have any data to say that, the government is doing that
A lot of people say it's happening in America and here as well, so I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I've heard all that.
I always see like these little flats in the sky, and they say that's a chemtrail. That's a chemtrail. Look at the chemtrail. And yeah. All right. Next question is.
Right.
What's the best age to get married?
Well, that really depends. I mean.
Yeah. Some people say they don't want to get married at all. Some people say like, all right, this is the best age for me to get married. This is not the best age.
Obviously, in today's world, it's really difficult to to get married because of the financial situation right now. Unless you have a business, unless you're making a lot of money, if you do get married, you're going to end up having a lot of issues with the woman based upon the fact that you guys are competing for limited resources. And, there are certain social thinkers that say, oh, this is by design. I'm not in a position to say whether or not it was by design, but I can see where they're coming from.
Many people say that, all right, but the age of 30, you got to be settling down. And then a lot of women think about that, you know what I'm saying? But I see a lot of people getting married younger as well, like 20, you know what I mean, 21, whatever, before that age for getting married or having kids and that.
Like for females, obviously, because they have like a biological clock, then the faster they do it.
Explain it again to the females. Biological clock, because I hear females say, by the age of 30, I'm getting married. I don't know if they're saying that they want to have kids earlier than 30 or by the age of 30.
I think 30 is still okay to have kids because you're not going to have any complications. But, the biological clock is the thing that, it's what women need to be conscious of. While for men, it's more of a social clock. It's more of a financial clock.
So men's got a financial and social clock?
Yes, men also have a clock. If you don't start early, you didn't make enough money to start early, then you're going to have some complications. You're going to be like a 70-year-old with a 10-year-old kid. Is that what you want to be? Like, so,
You don't want to be looking like a grandpa.
Exactly, looking like a grandpa, taking your kids to soccer on a Saturday, and, you're looking crazy.
You got to be smart as well. So marrying early, having kids early is the best way to go.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because like socially, you can go to the clubs, go to other places, pump fairs with your kids, and they're going to think like that's your brother.
Yeah.
And that's your little brother or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what would you say right now, like, to someone that want to grow up financially?
Want to
grow financially, like financially not as stable, but trying to think about, listen, I want to get out there, but I don't know how to start and where to start from.
So basically, you've heard the saying, a millionaire has 7 streams of income, right? The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So if you want to start making money, and you don't have to be a millionaire, but to be comfortable where you are, you got to have more streams of income. That's simply just how it works. So have a product, have something that you do, that you sell. That's one way. Once it begins to grow your net worth, you continue diversifying and making more stuff. That's the only way to grow. I'm one of the people who think that investments are not what they used to be. Due to inflation, investments are not necessarily the best option right now. The housing prices are skyrocketing. You can never afford to acquire property right now in a city like London. So you got to know what you're doing. The best way is to start a business. In my opinion, is to have something that you're selling.
That's the question that actually comes to my head right now. What do you think about homelessness in the city at the moment, in the city of London? Because a lot of people saying that homelessness is actually going up every day, and where the housing markets and properties prices increase every day.
Yeah, homelessness is definitely an issue. Like there was one time I was out in Chicago, homelessness there was also crazy. In Los Angeles, homelessness is also out of hand. So so out here in London, homelessness is everywhere. So I think that falls squarely on the shoulders of government to definitely come up with strategies to kind of mediate against these things. People can't afford houses. People can't afford. There are many people who can't afford to have, a stable job. Not everybody can do that kind of stuff. Waking up every day doing that kind of stuff. So I think this, to a larger extent, is going into the existential question of, is capitalism the best for us right now? Have we transitioned away from capitalism? And I would say absolutely. We live in 2022. Right now we have loads of technology that if we were not wicked, nobody would be poor. Basically, machines can replace humans in all of the mundane, labor-intensive jobs that we do today. When I was living in Malaysia, there's some that the